Hello, we are Geeks Assembled. As you can plainly see, this is Lee and me, and we are here to discuss the doctor, one of the doctor's top 10 favorite planets, I suppose,
Mm,
called Peladon
yeah.
and Agador and the King of Peladon, as played by David Troughton again, and a few doctors, the sixth, the eighth, and a little cameo. Anyway,
Mhm.
what'd you think, Lee?
Well, Peladon box set to celebrate 50 years of the first time Peladon appeared on TV,
I know, right?
and to get David Troughton back as Peladon was brilliant. Um, and there's four stories in this box set, and each one takes place further down the monarchy line of Peladon. So
Yeah,
each story's got a different monarch. So we've got King Peladon in the first story. We've got Queen Valeria, who appeared in Monster of Peladon on TV.
mm-hmm,
Then we've got who was the one in the third story? It was Queen Minoris,
mm-hmm.
and the other one is I don't think the king's named in this one because it's a coronation story, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's I was assuming that it was just either timey wimey me back to the beginning or timey wimey me somewhere down the end.
true, true. Um, yeah, and it works well. There's not an ongoing uh, thread of story,
No.
but each story has got all about the environment.
Uh-huh.
Because it's important to Peladon. Uh, you know, with the poisoned water,
Yeah.
the way where the workers are tricked by the upper class.
Those
So
poor
it's about
miners.
yeah, the miners. It's about society, the environment, and that's what it was on the TV.
Yep,
So
precisely.
they've done a job there. And as I say, I like the way it goes along. It doesn't stick to one decade or one century of Peladon. It moves on.
Right.
Yeah, and you say you've got several guest doctors in this.
Uh-huh.
But also, you've got River Song in one story as well.
Uh-huh.
Um, so all in all, it's a very meaty box set.
Mm-hmm.
I know you because you suggested doing Ice Warrior story, and I thought, oh, Peladon, because
Yeah.
for the life of me, I remembered it. I remember this box set having more Ice Warriors in it. To be honest, who removed them Ice Warriors?
I don't know.
But we did have two stories with Ice Warriors in it.
Yeah, yeah, don't it was that was fine. The other thing that was I mean, as long as you're talking about Peladon, there's always the reminiscence of the two noble ice
Yeah,
warriors who are actually there to protect the dominion of Peladon and
the
to
Galactic Federation.
yeah, to be the sort of a justice point, like a spoken, like a not a spoke, a hub the around which the wheel turned, a still point,
Yeah,
and they talked a little bit about that in this, so I'd just like to leave that there. I'll come
yeah,
back to it. Go ahead, Lee.
yeah. So you got four stories. You've got the Ordeal of Peladon, you've got the Poison of Peladon, the Death of Peladon, and the
Mm-hmm.
Truth of Peladon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Great titles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's how you title a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first one was with King Peladon, David Troughton.
Yeah.
Um, we've also you can't have Peladon without another character with Alpha Centauri.
Alpha
Um,
Centauri and Arcturus
yeah, yes, of course. Um, so
and Mars.
you've got you've got Alpha Centauri played by Jane Goddard,
Mm.
um, who knows the Doctor well. Um, and say the first story is the king trying to well, he's trying to seek this what do they call them? Soothsayer or
Like a sage,
a sage, yeah,
a prophet, someone who tells the truth and tells the future.
yeah, but it seems to be all of a bit of a setup,
A ruse.
a ruse, yeah. So him and the Ice Warrior, what's the name of the Ice Warrior in this one? Ixmal,
Mhm.
do become the prey, shall we say, in this. Obviously, we've got Nicholas Briggs playing all the Ice Warrior parts anyway, which is he can because he plays all the other parts, everything.
Yep. It's par for the course. If there's a
I would have
voice that
thought,
needs to be done that's one of the adversaries, then sure thing, it's going to be Nicholas Briggs.
yeah. And so the second story you've got Queen Valeria, um, and this time it's River Song, under the guise of a priestess,
Yeah.
um, finding out about why all the you know all these population are dying.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it turns out it's all the environment again. It's the water as it was in the first story. Um,
Uh-huh.
the water happens a lot in this story, and and you've got a cameo of King Peladon in this sort of a flashback on his deathbed.
Uh-huh.
I say this is Valeria's reign. Um, so you've got the powerhouse what is River Song in this, whose sides with Alpha Centauri as
Alpha
well.
Centauri, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So that's a good story. And then you say story three, the Death of Peladon. You get a Doctor and companion turning up in this one.
Uh-huh.
You get the Sixth Doctor and Melanie Bush.
And here we've had lots of Melanie recently,
Yeah,
so it's just I guess it's all about the redheaded
mm,
curly haired fantabulous woman that she
yeah.
is.
And this is straight away as soon as they come out the TARDIS, they're separated
Uh-huh.
by a rock fall or avalanche or whatever it
Uh-huh.
was, a huge explosion. Um, and
Those
this one is
poor miners again with the
yeah,
miners. The
but this is
miners in Doctor Who pays such a high price for their occupation.
and this story is about the manipulation of certain people put on these poor people. Being the Queen's daughter this time, who's manipulating the story,
Yeah.
turns out to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then we go to the Truth of Peladon, where we find the Eighth Doctor being an apprentice seamstress. Um, who's making the royal seamstress is making a coronation cloak for,
Hmm.
for the incoming king of well, it was king, wasn't it? The incoming king. Um,
So that's why I was actually thinking this was because of the whole like it doesn't have to be in order kind of thing. The whole
yeah,
idea that this was actually before King Peladon this was his coronation. Never mind.
oh, it could be another monarch we don't know about.
Could be.
Yeah, but this one's you got a guest actor in this. Well, you've got two. You've got Chancellor Barrow, played by Jason Watkins. Well, he's a brilliant actor. Been in many things on TV, and he's been in Big Finish a few times. And then you've got Aria DeCanto, who's the seamstress, played by Mira Cial. And she's a very well-known actress on TV over here.
Okay.
And this is all about well, it's manipulation and also whose side are you on,
Yep.
sort of thing. Who's the seamstress? Whose side is she really on? The Chancellor, whose side is he on? Is he on Peladon's side, or is he working for another force from outer space? And you get the Eighth Doctor singing in this.
Oh my gosh, I know.
The old Third Doctor rhyme, Agador rhyme, Aru, Aru, Aru. Great. But yeah, all in all, it was just great to step back because, to be honest, Peladon back on the TV, the two stories we had on TV, one of my favourite times of Doctor Who is the two Peladon sagas we had, and to have them on audio, it's quite amazing.
Yeah,
So
that was fun.
yeah. Also, there's a nod to this about where the other Peladon audio fits in because the Bride of Peladon with the Fifth Doctor story, where RMM leaves to marry the king,
Yeah,
and it's just it's I think it's mentioned in the Death of Peladon that the time of RMM has really well gone past. So RMM is in the past. So yeah, so they fitted that into the history of Peladon,
that's
which
cool.
it is. Yeah, yeah. I like this box set. It's but for the life of me, I just could. I just thought the Ice Warriors was in it more for some reason. But we do get some good performances by Nicholas Briggs as the Ice Warriors in the first and the last story.
Yeah.
Uh, that's my opening thoughts. Over to you, Susan.
Yeah. This is basically it's like the Doctor once again coming to the aid of Peladon, the monarchy,
Yeah,
like the environment, the the poor people, just the normal folks, the plebes, whatever,
yeah,
just because of the pointed references to his work with the miners and stuff. And it was great. This one having River in it. That was fun. I really liked the Diaries of River song. So I'm gonna try and like listen through them again and try and listen for any references to Peladon in them. That was
mm,
fun. And I love Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri had a cameo in a recent well, not a recent, but in a new Who. So that was fun. And yeah, the Chancellor um and the Doctor, that was also really fun. Like how the Doctor was playing his role in the situation was really humble, but
mm,
then he was, by being like just a textile guy, he was expressing some creativity. And the fact that he here's what the Doctor brought to the table to that story at the beginning was all of the silken threads from the last of the great spiders.
mm-hmm.
He knew where that silken web and that silken thread was, the cocoons and the webs and the actual threads coming from her was. in the Planet of the Spiders, and so he really I mean that must have been the most beautiful piece of fabric created. And he was in the TARDIS working on it with the TARDIS going, like extending the time frame, because he would show up in the morning with much like those fairy stories where the fairies come in the middle of the night and do all the work for you.
Fix all the
They
shoes.
Yeah, they had all the time in the world, but it was because they were slowing down the time.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's really why um you needed the Doctor to do that creation. And then the cloak protected the monarch, and the cloak protected the environment. The cloak was just amazing anyway. And yeah, Mel was great. She was really strong in dealing with, like, the the queen, or the queen, what was her name? Minaris. And then, yeah, that was great. And the Sixth Doctor was like, they didn't believe that it was a doctor, because the doctor, they were like, no, you just can't name drop stuff from cool people we knew in the past. You have to tell us the truth. And the doctor's like, what kind of truth? You look at me.
But Alpha Centauri knew it was the Doctor.
Alpha Centauri knew.
Knew he could change faces.
Uh-huh. So that was fun. And then the ending where there's all these Agadors, these
Marching.
little younger Agadors, not fully grown, but still. And then that that Agadorian lullaby was like, or Venusian lullaby, that was a Christmas song. What was the song? It was, I heard three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day.
Well, I don't know, but I was going to mention to you, but the theme music to Peladon,
Is that
God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
God? All right, that's it. That's the all right. I'm sorry. It wasn't. I saw three ships. You're right. It was God rest ye merry gentlemen, because that's the
Well,
song, that those are the notes.
yeah,
The
but
the
as soon as you
lullaby.
hear it, as soon as you hear that sort of tune, you start singing God Rest Ye Merry
Yeah.
Gentlemen. But it's not, nowhere does it say that's what they've used.
Nadu nadu nadu.
So,
It's the lullaby.
yeah, but so
Flaxens, flatgens, whatever else. It's the lullaby, Mr. Wilson. It's the lullaby. So I was just like, I love that. Yeah, it's got Rescue Merry Gentlemen. Not, I saw three ships. I'm sorry. I just those triplicates. I just got a little. Anyway, it's super fun. They're not called triplicates. They're called triplets. My music scales are so bad. Anyway, that was fun. And then all these baby Agadors, like, all in calm order, being led by the Doctor and by what was her name? Arla?
Aria
Yeah.
Canta.
Yeah. And so that was fun. Anyway, what are your favorite moments? I said
Well,
all of my favorite moments. So did I leave
well,
any?
well, I know for one, uh, you wasn't expecting it in the first story.
No.
The- when the sound of the TARDIS appears,
Uh-huh.
you're thinking, "Oh, the TARDIS has been." Who did you expect to step out the TARDIS?
Home again.
It wasn't though, was it?
It wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Because
No.
nowhere in this is he credited.
No, it was sure a surprise.
Go on, are you going to say who it is?
You already did.
I didn't. I never mentioned him.
All
I
right.
just.
Well, it was the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, who came out of the TARDIS and said was like, "Oh man, I'm not supposed to be here yet," but he had this thing to do. Anyway, that was fun.
That's where you get. This is where you get. This is my second favorite planet. No, 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 no. My fourth favorite planet. No, no, no. Maybe my 10th.
My top 20 or whatever.
My top 10.
Yeah, so I thought that was really kind of random and fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that River Song was going to show up when she did, and
Mhm.
that was still fun. She's a Alex Kingston is really a great actress, so that was.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame they're not doing any more Diary of River Song
I know.
anymore. Which I don't know why. And it's just like I think they're stopping doing the War Doctor
Mm.
audios as well for some reason.
Yes.
So I don't know if something's going on. Maybe they're not selling. I don't know, but all in all, I did enjoy this because I say Peladon is a great place to put set stories like this.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd work anywhere else.
I don't know. No.
I
And
mean,
the TARDIS always ends up in some sort of jeopardy in on Peladon.
that's true. It did in the third story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a. It made you feel. It made you feel nostalgic
Uh-huh.
for the TV episodes, and and to me, it was just like a little Big Finish's love letter to Peladon. This box set, appreciation of the original series,
Yeah.
and to get David Troughton back. I know he's done voice work for him before, but to reprise
Peladon was
Peladon
brilliant,
in a later life, an older Peladon.
right?
Brilliant, brilliant
Yeah,
casting.
I
Uh,
agree. And
so yeah,
then
all in all, a good box set.
and then the Sixth Doctor and Mel were cute together.
Hmm.
What after they got back together at the end of the towards the end of the audio, there was or the end of that chapter.
Yeah,
They were sort of like kind of coming to terms with each the respect that the doctor receives and
but there was no respect coming from Isabelda,
you
the
know
Queen's daughter. She was showing utter contempt
that's just like
to the Doctor and to the miners and everything,
that's just 80s teenager.
even to her mother. She
Yeah,
was she was sort of controlling her mother.
yeah, just like an
Um,
80s teenager.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
it was interesting that was set then.
yeah. So
It wouldn't have happened in the 70s.
yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, like there was a lot more you know control games, mind games going on for kids to parents in the 80s.
I think it's happening now. To be honest.
And that it is again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anything else that you'd like to
Um, no, not really. I think it's we as I said, without the Ice Warriors overbearing the stories,
uh-huh.
the stories work well anyway.
Yeah,
So, it was. I think it was a good idea not to have Ice Warriors in all four stories.
right.
So you just have the two bookend stories to have them in.
Right.
It was just nice to hear Alpha Centauri
I
be brought
know.
back to life again.
I know.
And
And it was cool that they started off with Truth, the truth sayer, the prophet, and
yeah,
then they went all the way through the whole arc of the four stories, and
yeah,
then they got to the truth again.
yeah,
So I mean, like, even though there's a lot of manipulation and you know, kind of uh awful treatment, you know, there was just like this nice return to truth being something that's high and honorable and very noble about Peladon.
true.
Yeah, that's right. It was true. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good little celebration of Peladon. This box set. When did it come out? What year? 2022. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it was 50. It was 50 years ago in 2022 that Peladon first appeared. Then,
yeah.
but yeah, and it's
And it
good.
was written by Jonathan Barnes, and Robert Valentine wrote The Ordeal, the first one. Lizzie Hopley wrote the second one, The Poison of Peladon. The, the Death of Peladon was written by Mark Wright, who has written a lot of Sixth Doctor stuff, and then Tim Foley wrote The Truth of Peladon. And I think that he's done quite a few
Yeah,
things that I liked too. So yeah, the
tis a
writers were great, and the direction. I think it
I can
was
never, I can never say, a bad thing really about the writers of Big Finish.
yeah, it was directed by one of the Dalek uh creature drivers, Barnaby K.
I thought Barnaby Edwards does Dalek.
Oh, maybe that's what never mind. I got the last name wrong.
Oh,
That
I
really,
might.
honestly, honest to Christ, was my bad. Okay, sorry about that, Barnaby.
Oh,
No, you can do whatever you want. It was
yeah.
directed by Barnaby K, however.
But if he wants to drive a Dalek, he
But
can.
if you want to draw, yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. So, really good, and like,
This is why I like a box set like that. This is why I buy Big Finish audio because the quality is so good in the
mhm,
writing
yeah,
and the acting.
yeah. So, what would you give this Peladonian story out of 10?
Well, I would give this 10 Agadors out of 10
Nice, nice.
because it's
And
a great celebration of the planet Peladon.
yeah, and I'll give this 10 coronation cloaks out of 10. Sewn
Cool.
from the threads of the queen of the spiders, the queen of the eight legs. That was a cool addition, man. That was a cool addition because that also was the third Doctor's final story,
hmm
and so it was good to have that one come right back around too. Not only all the Peladon, but the eight legs right back around. Anyway,
the eight legs, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, fantastic all around, and I'm glad you were here to stitch us up with me. And Geeks Assembled is sponsored in part by other geeks. So why don't
It's
you
brought,
join us, other geeks,
Geeks Assembled is brought to you today by the letter P.
for Peladon and
Uh,
Pertwee.
And poetry.
And thank you to your wonderful posts on the social media about these things. I really appreciate your sharing these things on your X, on the Facebook page, on the Facebook group, and
Yeah.
on your Insta. I really like seeing it there. It's awfully fun, and also like to invite you to come join us. Get a hold of Lee or me,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, it's 2024. We should at least have 4 people here. Just as a numerical goal, an achievable numerical goal.
Well,
And
it is when we've had more than that in the past.
yeah, see.
Yeah.
And also like to say, if you're watching this and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell notification button.
I still can't hear it.
Oh, okay. And if you also are if you can, share it widely. Anyway, love to have you, love to see you, and thanks for joining us.